Okay, buckle up, buttercups, because this is the tale of how I lost my sanity, a limb, and ironically, a craving for brains all in one weekend. My name's Barry, and I'm what you might call a professional couch potato, with a minor in sarcasm. My idea of roughing it is ordering pizza with extra pepperoni. So, naturally, when my idiot cousin, Dale, invited me to his new rustic cabin in the woods for a bachelor party, my spidey sense tingled, not in a good way. Rustic, it turned out, meant falling down shack that looked like it was actively trying to return to the earth. Dale, bless his heart, was ecstatic. He was wearing a camouflage Speedo, don't ask, and brandishing a rusty axe like he was auditioning for a lumberjack ballet. Barry, my man, this is going to be epic. We're talking pure, unadulterated bonding with nature, and copious amounts of cheap beer. Bonding with nature? I muttered. More like bonding with tetanus. The rest of the groomsmen arrived, a motley crew of equally clueless urbanites. We had Kevin, the accountant who thought a flannel shirt made him outdoorsy, Todd, the gym bro who was clearly regretting his protein shake choice, and Steve, the conspiracy theorist who believed Bigfoot was a government hologram. Fun times. That night, fueled by lukewarm beer and Dale's questionable moonshine, we stumbled upon a dusty leather-bound book in the cabin's basement. It was chained shut, naturally. Dale, never one to resist a cliché, decided to break the chain with his fancy axe, because why not summon ancient evils on your bachelor weekend? Who needs good judgment when you've got a dull axe? I quipped, but my words were lost in the drunken cheers. As soon as the chain snapped, the air grew cold and the book practically vibrated. Steve, channeling his inner Alex Jones, shrieked, "I knew it! The elites are controlling the zombie agenda." Dale, ignoring Steve's impending mental breakdown, opened the book. It was written in some language that looked like a cat barfed up alphabet soup. He started reading aloud, his voice echoing in the damp basement. "Wait, are you sure that's a good idea, Dale?" I asked, a bead of sweat trickling down my forehead. "Because this feels like the opening scene of every horror movie ever made." My concerns were, of course, ignored. The ground began to tremble. A low, guttural moan filled the air. And then they emerged. Zombies. Not the sleek, athletic, modern zombies. Oh no, these were the classics. Slow, shambling, and distinctly right. Well, this is just great. I deadpanned. My weekend plans just went from bad to undead real quick. Pandemonium erupted. Kevin screamed and hid behind the beer cooler. Todd tried to flex his biceps at a zombie, which surprisingly didn't work. Steve, vindicated in his conspiracy theories, started filming the whole thing with his phone, yelling, "I told you so!" Dale, still clutching the book, looked at me with wide, terrified eyes. "What do we do, Barry?" "What do I do?" I corrected. "You're the one who unleashed the book of zombies summoning from hell. I'm just here for the questionable beer and forced camaraderie." I grabbed the nearest weapon, a rusty fireplace poker, and went to work. Turns out, poking zombies in the head with a rusty poker is surprisingly satisfying. "Eat pointy metal, you festering freaks!" I yelled, impaling a particularly odorous member of the undead horde. The next few hours were a blur of gore, one-liners, and near-death experiences. We barricaded ourselves in the cabin, using furniture and sheer desperation. I lost count of how many zombies I'd dispatched. At one point, Todd, in a moment of pure, unadulterated bravery, or sheer stupidity, grabbed Dale's axe and started chopping limbs like he was Ron Swanson on a lumberjack bender. "Feel the burn, undead losers," he roared, before promptly tripping over a zombie torso and getting his ankle bitten. "Well, that's just unfortunate," I sighed, as I shoved a zombie head into the fireplace. Eventually, after what felt like an eternity, the sun began to rise. The zombies, apparently allergic to vitamin D, started to retreat. We emerged from the cabin, covered in blood and grime, looking like we'd just wrestled a particularly angry swamp monster. That's when I noticed it, or rather, what was missing, my left hand. I stared at the bloody stump in disbelief. "Well, isn't that just peachy?" I said, my voice laced with sarcasm. "I'm pretty sure my hand is on the zombie buffet menu now." Dale, looking properly chastised, stammered, "Barry, I'm so sorry." "Sorry? Sorry? You unleashed zombie hell and now I'm down a hand?" The only thing that'll make me forgive you is if you pay for the world's smallest violin to follow me everywhere. We managed to get back to civilization, leaving a trail of blood, zombie bits, and existential dread in our wake. Todd, now sporting a fetching zombie limp, was rushed to the hospital. Steve, convinced he was the next Nostradamus, started a YouTube channel dedicated to zombie preparedness. Kevin went back to his Excel spreadsheets, presumably to calculate the cost of therapy. Dale, bless his heart, promised to get me the world's smallest violin. As for me, I'm now living the life of a one-handed couch potato, still processing the fact that I fought zombies and lost a limb in the process. I avoid bachelor parties like the plague, or, zombies. And I have developed a healthy aversion to rusty axes, leather-bound books, and anything described as rustic. But hey, at least I have a great story to tell. And the world's smallest violin, for dramatic effect.